Hi, I'm here to do an update video, and I've got my hair done, as y'all can see, and everything. Um, Sorry about this, pillow or whatever, but, um, I know y'all haven't seen me since November, and if I'm looking everywhere, it's because I don't have on any contacts. But anyway, basically, back in November, I started to get a little sick. Let's see. Yeah, I got sick. And after that, after I ended up getting sick, it wasn't really just bad cold. By December, I had the flu. And then, so I went to the emergency room. After December, no, went to the emergency room around the 9th or the 10th. I'm not for sure. So then I ended up, after then, I had the flu. Then let's say New Year's Eve, I went back to the emergency room, and it was like I just wasn't feeling well. Meanwhile, my mom was telling me that my dad had been sick a couple of days and he just wasn't feeling well. So on New Year's Eve, they gave me a steroid shot and some steroids. So we taking that. Okay, I'm taking that on New Year's Eve. So then on New Year's, I want to say on New Year's Day, I had so many different family members. Well, I had my husband's family I was supposed to go to. Now, mind you, like I told y'all, my dad was sick. So we had to go over to my mom's house, myself, my sister, and her husband and my husband, and physically force him to go to the emergency room because he said he wasn't gonna go. And it's kind of painful for me to tell you this story, but it's kind of hard. So he went to the emergency room. We helped him get dressed and everything, and he was like he wasn't going. And so after that, after we went to the emergency room, he walked in there, and my husband went and got him a wheelchair. When he got there, they said that he had had a heart attack, kidney failure, liver. His kidneys was failing in his liver. Now my daddy walked a lot, and he had been on his old job and everything right before Christmas. They believe he had a heart attack the week before Christmas and everything. So he was at one hospital, and then they moved him to a better hospital that specialized in, and it's hard for me to tell y'all this, that specialized in heart. So they transferred him from that hospital the next day, which was the day after New Year's, which was Wednesday. So he got there, and they said that they said that they may, if he had surgery, he had possibly a 5% chance of living. If he didn't have surgery, he would die. So they had to try to put a balloon in him and a catheter to see if they could strengthen his heart. Okay, so all that after they did that surgery, that was like on a Thursday. I think it was on Thursday they said that he basically had he had 24 hours to live. And whoever wanted to come down there needed to get down there. So me and my mom and my husband had been spending the night, and my son was out of town in California, and I was hoping that he would make it to see my dad if he was to pass away or whatever. So this is still the week of New Year's. So my dad was still, when he went to that one hospital, he was still conscious up until, because he tried to talk to my mom on New Year's Day. And then the next day, he went into wasn't a coma, but they had to put him on a breathing machine, and they also had to give him, sedate him a little bit. So the next day, that Thursday, he was, you know, we were trying to see what was what, if they could have surgery or whatever. So we still down there. So by that Friday, we left and we came home for a few minutes or whatever. I think it might have been that Thursday we left and came home. And so that Friday, we left the hospital that morning. And then we came back towards that night. So then I want to say, we got there late that Friday night. We were waiting on my son to get in town. He came in town or whatever. He saw his granddaddy. And so, that was that. And so then they was talking about moving him to hospice because basically they had done all they could do. So when they moved him to hospice, which was that next day, because they was trying to force us that Saturday to move him, but we was like, no, my mom didn't want him to be moved. So he was moved that Saturday before they moved him, they tried to take him off sedation. And when they took him off sedation, he kept spiking his blood pressure. So they was like, we're just going to keep him comfortable. We're not going to give him any new medication and everything because there's nothing else we can do. So after that Saturday, we stayed there for a little while and they had to put him back on it. So I want to say that Sunday, we stayed there. They was getting ready to move him, but they didn't move him like they said they was going to move. We stayed there from that night before all the way up until like maybe, I want to say about 3, and they still hadn't moved him. So we left. So I believe they moved him around about 4 or 5. And I kept asking the hospice how long he could stay there, and they never did give me a clear picture. But the guy gave me a picture and said that he had 72 hours before they pulled the plug. So we was like, okay, wait a minute. We didn't sign up for this. So the next day, that Monday, we went down there and we asked for, because hospice was still in the hospital that he was at. And so we asked them if there was any chance he could have surgery and everything. And my dad's family ended up coming also. So they was like, they went to go get the head person over, the head doctor that does the surgeries and stuff. So they brought him down and they said that they had checked with other specialists and there was nothing. Because of his age, he was 74, that there was nothing they could do. So on that Saturday, and they said when he came in, when they were trying to build his heart up, he had a 5% chance, but that particular day he had no chance. So we was like, if they, did heart surgery and they looked into anything else to save his life. So then that day we were comfortable with that. So we didn't come. They told us we needed to start making arrangements. So that Tuesday, me and my husband started making arrangements. And that Wednesday, they said they was going to pull the plug. So we came there, watched them pull the plug. We did praise and worship, and we sung, and I told him what a great dad he was, and he was, and that he had been in my life, and just sung and sung and sung. And we prayed, we talked, we did everything, and my son ended up coming too, so he was there, and and my husband and myself, and we just played gospel music and all that stuff, and just told him if he was tired, we understood and everything. So one of his niece came that night, and that next day, around about 3, somewhere in a little after 3. My daddy passed away, and on the 10th, on January the 10th. And it's kind of hard. It's like a bittersweet because my dad is no longer suffering. But, I just wanted to let y'all know. And I still have been suffering with this cold. I did go back to the emergency room the day that they pulled the plug. I went back to the emergency room. And I still got a little tingle in my voice, a little sore throat. But basically, he passed away. So then we had the funeral, which today is, I don't even know. These days are, okay, so today is, my son's birthday was on the 19th, which was Saturday. Today is Monday, Martin Luther King birthday, so it's the 21st. Well, we observe it as Martin Luther King birthday, so it's the 21st. So we had the funeral on the 18th, and so basically, that's what happened. I'm sorry for this sad story, but we had the funeral. It was beautiful, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around how does a man go from walking and being active, but we believe that my daddy wasn't taking his blood pressure pills also. So I just wanted to let y'all know that please take care of yourself. Go to the doctor, take care of loved ones. Ask them often, are they taking their medicine and everything and stuff. I asked my dad, but my dad was like, I'm grown, I do what I want to. So just try to help them and talk to your loved ones. And thank y'all for listening to this story about my dad. He was 74 years old. He would have been 75 this year. So this is, my new year came in with a bang. So if y'all have any questions about it, just let me know. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.